Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
Today, we will talk about entitlement parts, right? Active Directory, how we are gonna deal with entitlement. Before that, let me just review the recap, right? What we discussed yesterday. Or up to till now. Considering this is our infrastructure, I will take another box. This is my access now residing here. Right. We are connecting to here. This is my HR system. Also, we call it as right. This is this application, which is our Active Directory. Through this Active Directory, right, we are onboarding user whenever any new employee joining. We are onboarding those users here. And through the trusted recon, right, users are getting onboarded to a Saviynt system. This is our Saviynt system. We call it as a trusted recon. This trusted recon involves few things, right, which we are checking by default. Right. What are the things we are checking while the recon is happening? The things are check rule equal to true. Another thing we are mentioning birthright equal to true. Also we are mentioning generate email equal true. What happening the moment we onboarded a user? Let's say this ABC user. We onboarded to our trusted source or that is Active Directory. Right. When it is time to run the trusted recon job, let's say our trusted recon jobs in every 30 minutes. Right. Once the job runs, it take all the parameter value. What is mentioned like check rule true and birthright is proving true. That it is trying to accommodate. While the job is running itself, it is trying to check if any technical rule is configured or not. It is checking. If any of the technical rule it is configured. What does it mean if we have 20 technical rule? It will go each and every technical rule and it will search. If it found any matches for us, Let's say while the ABC user, it was getting onboarded, right? And it has attributed, let's say city. Based in city, we are trying to leverage our technical rule. I have mentioned for this user city equal to cool. While the city is running, and that is this check rule equal to true. That what it is doing. It is running a rule, runs a backend. It's trying to match all the technical rule. What I have finally, it found a technical rule. Right. Let's say technical rule ABC name. And this technical rule, the foundation, it is written. Status equal echo. Then what it is doing on action, right? What accident is taking? It is creating an account. Creating account. In my target system, that is your Active Directory. Once this rule run, what this rule is doing, technical rule. It will simply create task for us. What is the task? Create account task. But before creating a task, create account task, right? It will validate. Right. This Active Directory account present for us. What we did yesterday. Integrated our target application, right? That is your Active Directory. This target, Active Directory. It is our target application, right? Target application. This Active Directory application for integrating. Connect to server present here or connect to this project here. These connector, right? It is your connect. What this connector is doing? It is holding all the metadata that is required for visiting the user, right? For visiting the user from the Saviynt Active Directory, all the metadata it is holding, like your connection details, right? Your URL information and your credential information and your attribute data. That is, we are putting under your create account. Just right. This create account JSON. We are passing all the information, right? And the users. We have this Active Directory integrated with your Saviynt system. I've mentioned, this action account should get created in Active Directory. It is generating a task for me, right? And that task, right? The task ID, let's say 1, 2, 3, 5. This task ID, it is picked by your extra jobs. We have a job, right? Which is coming into the picture. The job name, right? Vetri. And this yours Retri job, basically it is processing A, B, C account which is present here, right? It is getting created in your target Active Directory, the user. Now it is present in your Active Directory. and it is calling as an account in your Active Directory. Let's little bit elaborate more right containing this topic. What is your entitlement right? We talked about. You know earlier also what is entitlement right. If you talk about like entitlement, the definition wise, how we are going to mention. Entitlement right. Entitlement. We will be covering this topic entitlement right. We will be integrating our AD application. And we will be passing all the JSON. What is required for the entitlement? Basically, what is the entitlement? Entitlement. Responsibility. Responsibility. Which is assigned to. Which is assigned to accounts to perform certain tasks. This is your entitlement. What is your entitlement? Is a responsibility which is assigned to account to perform certain. What task we are going to perform here? Let's say here we had it said, trust us, this is your, and this is your target, a D, right? In your target a D, let's say we have second different entitlement. What is that entitlement? I have entitlement. The name is, or will I call it as a flow? This is one of the entitlement. And another entitlement I have it. What this entitlement is doing? BC account is assigned to your HR flow, right? He can manage a floor and he can, do the task whatever is assigned to him. And if this is like this floor manager, entitlement, it is assigned to the user. Basically, he will be treating as a manager. And the post will be like a floor manager. Or you can call it as senior manager, consultant manager. It depends on the business, what kind of post is giving. And when the person it is hired actually right in your trust resource, they would have mentioned what is your role and responsibility. Based on that, right? We have to manage the roles and responsibility in an access now. In access now. Or we call it as a saving system, right? In saving system, when the ABC user came from your trusted to targets or trusted to your saving system, this ABC user must get some entitlement of your Active Directory account. Then he can manage very different things. One thing to notice here, this Active Directory application, it has certain entitlements. But to manage the entitlement, assign this entitlement to any user. In saving right, we must send this entitlement or we must retrieve this entitlement right to your saving system. If saving has the entitlement right, then only I can go ahead and assign one entitlement, right, to the ABC user. And once I assign the entitlement, the same way, it is going to create a task for me. And the task will get processed by your UBS retrieve job right. BC users will get an access to your entitlement in any application. How the entitlement assignment will happening. Let's say I'll write a note. Assign an entitlement. I'll be writing like there is two things, right? The entitlement assignment can default or by default, and user can get an entitlement. That entitlement is a part of birthright, and if it is not a birthright, or it should be a requestable, then the user has to request the entitlement. An entitlement can be two types. One, if the entitlement birthright right, it get assigned to the user. With the technical rule, right, I'm answering under birthright. If an entitlement requestable and not configured, birthright, we have to request for the entitlement through the right. As we have to request access for others. Choose the application or choose the endpoint, right. Select the entitlement and submit the request. Once the request is processed through the sheet riser, the entitlement will get assigned this is like, you know how to assign an entitlement to a user. Let's see. We can bring back the entire list. We have the certain entitlement in your act to break the rate. As you discussed, if you want to assign this entitlement to any of the user, right, let's say ABC or any XYZ user, first these entitlement will bring to your Saviynt to your do the things. How we can bring back the entitlement to your Saviynt system. I'll go to my... Let me create some of the entitlement first. Search here. Go to the server manager. Let me create some of the entitlement. I'll go to Tools, Active Directory, User and Computer. Right. Under User Right, let me right click. New group. I'll create some group. And the group name I'll give Flow Manager. Clicking. The Floor Manager, it is create a security group, right? That way, let me create another group. Group. I'll give it as a name. Floor. To group. I have created Floor HR and Flow Manager, right? If I close this. Let me open the Active Directory. Apache Active Directory, right? This Apache Active Directory, copy main, put it here. Copy, let the copy happen, right? In the meantime, I'll go to my connection now. Let the copy happen, right? It's getting too slow for me. This open this Active Directory. Oh no. This is not Active Directory. What I did. We need this one. I would have copied the Apache Directory Studio. Let's go to the next slide. 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 Let's copy this. Open this up as a directory studio. And click this application. Let the Apache directory open in the meantime. Click on this Add Right. Right-click Open Connection. This expand our domain. That is DC equal to com, DC equal to Saviynt. Now if I go to users, write scene equal to user. Under that we created two group, right? That is floor itself, right? And flow manager. If you see, right, it doesn't contain any of the user's information. Now these two, floor itself and flow manager, we're going to bring to your Saviynt system. If my saving application, search it, and let's log in. Go to our main, and let's go to the connection. Let's open our connection. Active Directory demo. If you scroll down right, you'll be seeing this is I remove accounts. Account attribute, right, and the account of beta code, your beta code. Entitlement attribute. For this, it is by default. It will be member of right because the and let me just give you a member of attribute here. And we required one more thing where we want to give all our entitlement information. That field it will be. I believe still we have not done the account attribute information right. The account information. Still, we need to bring it back. We'll do that later today. Let me just do the entitlement import first. And find filter. This is the reuse this and enable account. Account name will check for uniqueness. Some group will be there. Group import mapping. Just copy this group input mapping right. Open your document. This is Active Directory document here. Open the Active Directory. And search for group import mapping. This is the mapping system, whatever they have given right here. Just copy this value right. I'll make another section here. That is group. In the bracket, I'll give entitlement input. This is entitlement input right. What other attribute we mentioned here right? What the group input? That is your entitlement and the square attribute right. Where your all the entitlement will be. Spurring that information you have to write. That is your member of, basically. This member of is nothing but your entitlement right. Or you can say, it's a kind of group, which is where all the entitlement is getting stored. This endpoint. Entitlement attribute mentioned here. It should be member of right. Even the same information. I'll be mentioning entitlement attribute member of. If you scroll down, let's map the attribute right. What all attribute it is required or it is. And seeking access. Custom property 1, your incremental field when changed. What is value it is bringing actually? That thing we are going to say entitlement type and it is blank. Form group account linking. Basically, link your account with your entitlement. This attribute. It requires. Leaf is like this right. Import nested membership out of scope. This is not required, but keep it like that. Incremental time field. It's basically what it is searching. If you go to our entitlement right, just select it right. There is attribute when changed. Basically, if any update happened to this entitlement, based on this value or the timestamp value, it is speaking your entitlement. Let's say you have 10 entitlement, or in the real time the entitlement value will be more. If you have, let's say in your entitlement value, you have 10 entitlement. Total right I have 10 entitlement. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 9, 8. All this 10 entitlement. Right in the day 1. Date declared. It is bringing. It will be bring to your Saviynt system. This happened through your and this all the entitlement it is resetting under your Active Directory. Let's say in the next time when. If suppose there is no update happened to your all the 10 entitlement out of that only. One entitlement got updated. It is not wise to bring all the 10 entitlement update or 10 entitlement all the time to your right. It will go to only this entitlement where it found right. This entitlement value got changed or updated right. Based on this, only this entitlement update it will bring. But it is not going to check all the entitlement one by one. That way it is just consuming. It is just trying to save the time as well as the memory part. When coming into the execution part. That is why this attribute right, it is required. And it's giving some of the mapping members if access. This is all the default one. Let's consider only whatever it is required for us. If you go for the group mapping right, the default what it is giving. Sum or call name right entitlement value. I think these two it is enough for us. But let's see, do we have the sum or call name here? Toss anywhere it is, yes, some call name it is storing here. And this is critical system objects. Distinguish name it is bringing also right. If I click here, you see this entitlement distinguish name right. These are the required also. And does it have a scene? Let me copy the scene or scene value. See. The scene it is bringing here right. It's basically there should be a and there should be there. Address every comma. It should be like this. That is why is little confusing. Just give a comma here, right? And separate this value. What an attribute we are passing here. We can do now. Now these are the attribute right. We are leveraging some of the custom property value to bring the member of implementation when the user was created or the converse data right. Even here also some of the attribute it. And here one more. These are the attribute we are trying to leverage. Some of them. Like reconciliation field. In our case, what is the reconciliation field we are taking? Basically, we are asking the custom property 7. And what custom property send continues? This is your distinguished name. And it is your type character. The entitlement right. This entitlement has the distinguished name. And it seems this is the only. Write your or it might have. This is a unique value of your entitlement, this unique value of this entitlement. We are considering while doing the entitlement import. This will be our unique character. And this will be mentioned as your reconciliation field. Basically, I am telling based on this field only. It should bring all the entitlement. Just let's copy it right. And go to your group import mapping. And it is linked group search based in where the group should be searched right. I will give the base view right. Or I can give up to. Because this all group are residing under my fin equal to user right. Let's copy this. Just click on here right. And this is the link. This is your distinguished name. Copy the value. Basically, all my entitlement will be searched under this distinguished name or this group only. The group name, it is your users which is residing under your base domain. This equal to come, this equal to 7. This is your base domain. Under that the root directory. We have the directory sen equal to user. Here, I will be mentioning the group information here, right? And status threshold value. This is one attribute right. What does it mean actually? If you look at this value status threshold config right, what is active and what is not active by default. If I want to, this is required for your bringing all the account information. And we'll come to that. Just save the connection now. And if I open the document, what is biometric asking if I go to the group input right? This is where this mean importing entitlement. Before that, what we have? This is for mapping account and leveraging of entitlement input right. Entitlement input. Primary group edit is there your group 1 mapping. And all this JSON. After we map the JSON, I think that's it. We don't have any hierarchy group. That's not required for us. Simply. Once our connection is ready, what we are going to do? We gave here the group says this Indian group import mapping. Basically, we are mapping all the group information rate, what is bringing back, and what is the value. And after that, right, let's go to our job control panel. Open the job control panel. And we should have a weak job will be leveraging here. Let's see. User imp. This is an application data import. This is not data. We say we have. Let's say what job they are in the leveraging for the entitlement right. TNENP. Entitlement. A constellation field rate we gave here. Area and a pot group. We don't have right. And groups as being also mentioned. Right after that incremental field will run. They will fill attribute. Groups object like that is not required for us. And mapping information rate. Search day and also we have given groups as based in. And we have given groups as based in. Command doesn't have any data or the data. Importing your user access, the content access if I go here. If I go application data import. Multi-threaded. And if I add a new job here. Let's see if I give you name is active. Directory import. We had demo right. Demo import. Submit the job. Click again here. Click action start right. If I give active directory. The system. I don't see your system out here. Active directory demo connection is there. Why your security system is not coming here? It's not showing strange. Let's see. I can remove the display name connection. We have not mentioned the connection name here actually. This connection, it is request. For your recon purpose, I should mention here Active Directory demo. And that's it. Let's update this one. And go to the job control panel. Refresh it again. Application data import. Click it. Action start. Now it is coming. Active Directory demo. What is my connection name? Active Directory demo. Job. This will be full input. And what I am trying to input? I am trying to input access. Maximum number of triggers. This will be coming into picture, right? If you have a large base of data, suppose you have one log of data or one log something more than that. Entitlement, right? How many jobs should run at a parallel? That thing if I mention like 5, right? What it will do? 5 import jobs at a time it will run. Your job will be easy and it will take less time. That is why this max number of trigger, it is required. I just submit the job and let's see what it is doing. In the meantime, let me open the log as well. The job is finished. Simply get log right. And if I go down what it did, let's see. Let's go to the bottom. And the application data input job ended here. Import status failure. It failed. Why it failed? And when actor directory found for the security system, that is, it found. Let's see where it started actually. 7. Score schedule 7. This is 5. I believe it is a history log where it started out job. If I go to this menu, the similar 7 is selling job. Click and import. Encrypted value path and import type fully. It is getting all the connection information. Display name given user, you can name object class. Everything is given. This is for your creator congestion. It is just facing the creator congestion value. And similarly, It is giving the what is the entire. That is a member of. See your group import mapping value. What is we have given for our import? Entitlement type name, it is empty. Connection ID value. It came import config value. Custom properties. All the value it is facing. And now. Where it failed. It is getting the endpoint. Starting importing data. Importing a data. This is your group import mapping. All the things. Object class group. Basically, it is using object class group. We have the object class, right? If I open the group name, object class group, it is there. That's not an issue. It is import status failure. Let me see whether it did anything or not. Simply go to security system. Open your security system, Active Directory. Now if I go to the endpoint, from the endpoint, and go to the entitlement type. This entitlement type groups. It is M. If I mention this group, where the entitlement should be created. Let me go entitlement type name here. We have blanketed class groups here. Any other information? No such information. Let me copy this and go to my connection. Identify positive. Let's go to the connection. Open our connection demo. Active Directory demo. Where is the group input method? Simply replace it. We have this add. What we have added? Groups only. Entitlement type name. Save and test. Now let's go to the job control panel and run the job again. Start. Active Directory demo. The connection will be saved. Just job type will fill input. And import type access. Did I last time give account or access? I didn't remember. Let me open the job and see what I have given there. Access it was only. Excellent. Active Directory demo. Job type will import and import type access. I'll submit. Let's see what we got this time. Again it got failed. I believe some of mandatory attribute may be. Still it is missing. That is why it is failing. What else it is asking? Account. Result. Entitlement attribute. Page size. This is default. It's not record actually now. Default is really endpoint filter not required. Update account. Leave it like. Base filter, that is correct. This equal to comment is equal to save it. Roles are correct. Random password we have. Group import mapping is there. Good subs. This and there. Status key. For my group, I believe it doesn't record any status. Does it failing? For some, what else it is required? No, let me pass the default value then. I believe we can give the normal this group input value like. Incremental field. We have group object class mapping. It is fine. Custom property 1. Some account type. Some account name. Member. We're assigning to custom property 16. Instance type. You assign created group type. Do we have the group type here? Let me remove some of the attribute here. Actually, user created. We have, I believe user created, yes. The instance type. Instance type. We have the arrival. It is there here, instance type. Member of. Do one thing. Just let me assign some of the default. I found through the same title. If I go to tools, I could use a computer. Which are right. Right click here. Or if I do here, any of the user likes test 1, 2, 3 are to a group. I can simple mention Florichlar and check name. Florichlar name not found. There is a space. Checkman. And this user. Let me assign to. For manager, checkman. Floor manager. Now if I refresh the page, let's see. Reload the entry. We have the member of attribute will be visible here. We can see right. This member attribute. What is coming now? We have the mapping right. Some are called name. Some are called type. Some are called type is there. The member of attribute. It's not showing for us. But if I go to Let me refresh the domain one more time. For this user, the member of attribute is there. But for the group, there is one member of right. Since remove this attribute, we won't be storing it. In sense type, we have US type proposition created. We have group type. Group type we have. This is some DS code proposition data. It is there. Distinguished name. We have already right. This is your D, non-distinguished name. Here it is telling the distinguished name. It is not required. And the CN attribute we have here. When created, it is there. Managed by. For us, it is not there. Remove this attribute. Description. This attribute. We have object category. We have some account name. Some upon them, fluid side is there. Object class. We have object class. Its critical system, object. Remove this one. Distinguished name we have. Then again, distinguished name is storing an N, taken value as a return, ID. And it is part of your custom property, 7. When change we have an account ID we are assigning as a table fill that would this account ID of user. I'll talk about it. Let's add this to our group entitlement mapping. And save it. Let's see now. Go to a job. Run the job. Active Directory. Job type a full import. Access. Submit. If not, we have to look any other mandatory attribute. Is that missing or something? Go to application log. Get the log. And scroll down. It failed. We have an attribute. That is show log equal to true, or it is like configure some attribute will be there. Just to view the full log information, that is show log equal to true is to do that. That attribute name. Configure something. It is not there because next. Let me see whether it is expecting any other value or not. This is connection time config. Let me see type name, a consolation field. This is for your import of user, I believe. There. Config user import. Not here, we will be looking it is like a provisioning and decoupage name. This is for password. Group manages and specifies any connection. Like the directory group. Object class is your group. This is for group, not for entitlement. Let me see what else information it is asking. User attribute. And point tone recorded. It is update. This is base account number 1. This is your group input, mapping what they are given. Same thing, they are passing. We are referring a different value here. That's in our document. They are following the second JSON. This is import every mapping they have given here. Right. Incremento field. Tablet field. If I leverage this connection, this is the connection. This is, I believe, the same way. This is just only input hierarchy they have given. All else, I believe, all others are same only. Some account name. This is the same. I believe nothing else. And what else it is missing? Support system status. We don't have the status key otherwise. And status key and status threshold config. This is not there for us. Let me give this value. Status threshold config. This is your status. Status key jar. I know this will be always same. But the JSON takes me to try this. select access. Submitted. No, it is not bringing something else, it is occurring there. I believe really. It is finding the entire event type for us that is member of, but after that, in the import object class, it is just finding connection it involved, the status it is failed. Let me see if any error is given here in the job itself. No error also here. Strange. Failed to connect or import AD data. Is it asking for first to give your account? I don't think. Just let me give a sample value and see what it is occurring. What else it is asking here? The username password ADOL tab. Search filter object filter. Account and square attribute. And tab on attribute. It is always member of, that is fine. And point and filter does not require. Create a condition and update a content. Update user. Basically, this is for update. It is not required for us. Account name we have. Remove account not required. Password we have set already. Group import. Group search based in we have given. This is update and update does not required. Support empty string. These value we can give it is null. It should support for us. Any attribute if it is going blank. This is our update support empty string. That it should not be. I don't think any other attribute we are missing. Let me just save it and see. This is our group. Account. This we provisioned. This is our group. Otherwise, what we can give will pass only one or two attributes. And we will try if it is bringing or not. I gave only these three values rather than anything. Let's see if it is bringing or not. Instead of passing all that, let's pass only this three attribute only. There is one that is your sum. Sum account I am bringing. Entitlement value I am bringing. That's it. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.